All right. Um, Welcome to this week's Paifu review. This week we're going to be starting something different. Instead of going through the entire replay like we usually do, we're going to be, asking each of the players on the table. In this case, it's Nima, Bryant, and Austin to, look at the replay themselves and come to the Paifu review with their own questions and discussion points. Then we'll go from there. So yeah, that's what we're going to be doing today. And hopefully going forward, we can, make these pipe reviews more helpful for the players on the table. Any questions before we get started?
Recording has started, right?
Yeah.
Did you name yourself as one of the players?
Did I forget to name myself as one of the players? Okay. And myself as well. Yeah. So I guess I'll probably just switch the perspective based on whoever's discussion point we're going over. But I'm here. I'm Zeno, and Austin is Liebe. Liebe. Nima is El Grunty, and then Bryant is this YM Delo OC?
Yeah,
What does YM mean?
Yoshimitsu. Alright, let's go.
Okay. Cool. So getting right into it. I guess I'll lead off with the first question. How about that?
Sure.
Yeah. So
Why don't you just jump to it?
yeah,
Is that
I'm just gonna scroll to it here. So since we have the I guess this is a good spot to stop right here. Right here. There we go. I think this is good spot to ask. So, looking at the current state of the board, it looks like Toyman has made 3 calls, Hatsu 9 pin, and then one pin, and then the 8. What was that?
I'm saying they're down bins.
Yes, they are both Yamens. And then the 8 pin was Tadashi after the 9 pin Shi. And then the Sha and Chun were both Tadashi early on as well. So I guess my question is 2 parts. One is I don't like is there like how big of a chance is this that this is Honitsu? Because based on the fact that there was an early Sha and Chun discarded, like does that indicate more towards it's not Honitsu? Because why would you keep a bunch of other blocks, other suit blocks over the Sha and the Chun if you were going Honitsu? And then also with the discard of the 8 pin, like okay, well, even if it is Honitsu, it's probably not like 8 pin or 9 pin, right? So probably not any of the upper pinzu. So anyways, that's question number 1. Is this analysis correct? And then I guess we'll start with that.
Can you call on this?
Oh, should I call on specific people?
Yeah.
Okay, sure. I guess Nima.
I think like it's good to notice that like they cut G high earlier and then also the 9-so came out after the 8-pin, right? Tadashi.
Right.
So you should think of, first of all, what reason would this player have for keeping a 9-so over an 8-pin, and is there a reason that would justify them having that and it still being Honitsu?
Yeah. So one of the things that I can think of, um, keeping the 9-so over the 8-pin is that, and it's still being Honitsu, is that the Honitsu is pretty much complete in the 8s and 9s, right? There's probably no other like 7-8 in their hand, for example, right? So 7-8-8, chi 9, throw 8, and then like there's nothing else about around there. I guess it could be like waiting on 7, but anyways, and then the 9-so may have been kept because it was safe against 2 players, right? I guess that player's Kamicha and Shimocha.
Very good.
Yeah, so that's one reason why I can. That's one reason why I could see, holding the 9-so over the 8-pin. However, the 7-so being Tadashi as well means that they had a 7 and 9, right? Unless I guess they drew it like in between. They were cutting it like they threw 7 and then they happened to draw 9
When?
somewhere in between.
Like,
They didn't
when?
draw in between.
Sorry.
Yeah,
They didn't draw in between.
Oh, okay. They just called twice between.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, they had 7 and 9, so in their hand. So that means like they have another block. They chose to discard a block because they were trading it for another one. So would that increase the chance of it being Honitsu? Or would it decrease the chance? Or is
Well,
that hard to
let
say?
me comment on that. As a base rate, right? Like if you just cut a non-Honitsu suit, it's more likely going to be Honitsu. But this means this player was prioritizing like a 7-9 block over possibly Sha or Chun.
Right.
And additionally, he doesn't believe that 8-pin would make good Katsuki, even though Dora is 6-pin.
It wouldn't
So,
make a good Kutsuki. Like,
I mean, this player was prioritizing a safe tile over a floating 8. That makes sense, right?
uh prioritizing a safe tile over a floating 8. Yes. I mean, it
Yeah.
could just be they just didn't need another, like it was just a overflow tile, right?
An overflow, but
Like
there's only.
as in like it wasn't for looking
Oh,
for another block. It was like the blocks are confirmed. It's just that just had space for one more
oh,
tile.
okay.
So may as well hold a safe tile.
Blocks unconfirmed. What do you think can be confirmed? Just a question. That wasn't.
No, I mean like that there's some other block in their hand that's like going to be their block. And so they start throwing the 7-9, right? Because something else was in their hand. And then they're just holding on to the 9 because it's safe against 2 players, rather than rather than holding on to the 8.
I mean, this would mean like during a 7 tile shape, right? During the 7 tile shape, this person only needed 6 pinzus, and 8-pin wouldn't improve it in any way. I think that's what it implies.
Oh wait. So what's the answer to the?
Brant, your answer is very unclear.
Oh, what? No, I'm just saying that's what it would mean. That's not like an answer on if it's correct or not.
Yeah, I don't.
No, I mean like even your explanation, it doesn't seem like it explains anything.
Oh. Well, just that would be something to keep in mind, wouldn't it?
I'm kind of lost here.
I'm pretty sure like Aaron got it earlier when he said like they already have other blocks, and if they're Honitsu, they already have confirmed Honitsu blocks, and they don't need the 18.
Yeah, but confirm like the shape would be pretty good in a 6-pin, in a 6 out of 7 shape. I'm just saying, isn't
I
it?
mean, does it have to be that good?
Usually, yeah. No.
I don't think it has to be that good because it's not like they broke up any good shapes to get there.
All right.
Okay, so
Wait, are we talking about the 9-so safe tile?
yeah, so what I'm saying is that, you know, it doesn't, to me it doesn't look like strong indications of Honitsu because of the early Sha and Chun discard. But the fact that the 7 and 9 so were both Tadashi means it's possible that it's, you know, that it's Pinzu Honitsu, because they had to choose between two different blocks and they decided to get rid of 7-9. Right, so perhaps they just like they had just some Pinzu and then they stuck something to it or something. No, that's probably not. But they had to choose between a block. Yeah. So even though it doesn't really look like,
When were the calls?
I can just go through it here.
地 地
Like that.
Okay, so it was confirmed 7-9, so there was no like safe tile switch shenanigans.
Right.
Seems logical to me.
Yeah. So in this situation, like, I feel like it's probably not Honitsu, but there's a chance that it is. And so because of that chance, which I don't know how likely it is, the second part of my question is how can I use this information, or can I use this information or this hunch that it's not Honitsu to be able to throw 7-pin from my hand?
I I think throwing 7-pin, even if you don't think it's Honitsu, is still kind of reckless.
Okay.
Because if it is Honitsu, then you dealt in 12k, right?
Right.
But even if it's not Honitsu, um, well, I guess I should say if you like if you deal 7-pin, it's probably going to be Honitsu. But if you throw 7-pin, even if it does deal in, like even if it does not deal in, like is your hand worth that risk?
Okay.
I
Yeah,
don't think.
I guess the answer is no. Like the most it could be is like maybe Sancho, but at the moment it's not really worth anything.
Yeah, like even if you think, oh, that's not Honitsu, 7-pin's fine. Um, like that's not 100% confirmed, and your hand has to be worth taking that risk, even if it's a small risk.
Mhm.
Yeah, and if you mention Sanshoku, you can cut 1 mon now, and then if your hand develops into that shape, then it's worth pushing. Then, or you draw a door or something, you can pivot around the 7-pin. So
Right. And that's what I ended up doing. Since I was just like, all right, well, even because there's a risk of dealing into 12,000, right? Then I'm not going to take that risk. But given a situation in which, you know, given another situation where my hand might be worth more? Like, is there any situation, like similar situation, where it would be applicable to use the knowledge that, okay, I don't think it's 22, in order to make a decision?
I think if you have 2 mon instead of 5 mon in your hand and 1 pin instead of 4 pin, then that would be enough to fight.
Okay.
I mean, your hand just has to be worth it.
Okay.
Because, like, again, there's no guarantee that it's not Honitsu.
Okay. So the answer is really, you can't be sure. It's not worth the risk. Take a look at your hand.
Hmm.
Okay. Cool. All right. Anyone else have discussion points for this hand?
Can you scroll to right about when you dealt the 3 mon? Before this, right? Yeah, at this point, right?
What did you draw?
Are you still trying to K10 here?
Yes. If I was completely folding, I might just throw like some Sozu, right? Sozu looks pretty safe against everyone.
That's what I was thinking. Like,
If I was completely folding, yeah.
no, but the question is, should you be completely folding? Should you expect to be able to tenpai on this?
Yeah, I guess that's a good question.
Like, tenpai on this implies that you have to throw either 2 pin or 7 pin.
Yeah, like, you have to throw probably at least 2 dangerous tiles to get to Tenpai with this.
Hmm.
Mm. I believe full folding is probably a better balance here.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'll keep that in mind. Yeah, because I have to throw at least 2 tiles, 2 dangerous tiles if I want to make it to Tenpai.
Yeah, and even on top of that, it's gonna be hard draws into tenpai, I think, because I can't expect to cheat the 2-5 pin.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also, do we think Brian's pushing with the 3 pin to Magiri? Because then you're fighting into 2 people.
Hmm. I guess it's possible, but it's kind of weird that he would be trading out a 1/2 block or 1/2 penchant for another block this late. I don't know. Maybe it's not
But
weird, but
you know it's not fully folding. So
yeah, that's something I didn't really consider. I was kind of tunnel visioned into paying attention to Toyman.
Okay. I have nothing more for this hand.
All right. If nothing else, then I guess we'll go ahead and look at the next. Austin, did you have any discussion points or questions you wanted to bring up?
not for this hand, I don't think.
Okay.
I like to talk about my hand on towards the end of the first row.
Okay, sure. Let's scroll over to you. Towards the end of the first row.
Yeah, when I draw one so. Now, normally this would not be a question. Like if I ignore the board 100%, I would keep the 1, 2, 3 Sanchoku alive. But now I'm thinking, you know, Toyman and Kamicha is doing something. And I want to prepare myself for incoming reaches. I want to keep, like, I think speed is kind of important here. And thus I value the efficiency of the perfect Yushanten a little bit more than normal.
Okay.
And additionally, this is like really a stretch, okay? Normally you interpret the lower Sozus as safe. But it is one of the remaining things that the Toyman could have. Like if that's Chanta or Chitoy, if it's either of those, I don't think Wanso is safe. And yeah,
Okay, fair enough.
and I want to be able to react if one pin is pwned, like more quickly. And I was also thinking that in this configuration, right, since 4 and 7 pin will both give you 2, 3, 4 Sanshokus, I think the 2, 3, 4 Sanshoku is over, like, the chance is much higher than the 1, 2, 3 Sanshokus. Also, 2 1-1s has been thrown.
Right.
Right. So I thought it was okay of a balance to be throwing one so here. Since the remaining hand value wouldn't be cheapened significantly.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. With all those points though, like I don't know, like how much of a stretch is the one so being dangerous?
One so being dangerous for
Shanghai.
later, you mean?
Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely valid. Like you mentioned, Toyman could be Chanta or Chitoy. Although the one mon discard, speaking of Chanta, right? Would the one mon Terashi lessen the chance that it was Chanta?
See, if I must answer absolutely, like it lessens in that direction, but
Yeah.
this could also just be unconfirmed Chanta turn 1 and then towards Chanta. Could be.
Could be, yeah. Okay, so you cut one so.
Yeah.
Do you have anything to add, Nima?
No, Brian's explanation was good.
Okay.
Okay. I also have a very small point on 3-mon possibly Shiboring Kamicha. I mean Shimocha. But I don't, that's like so little in the overall consideration.
I think it's valid if you want to be the first person to reach you.
I thought that too at the time, but then I thought some more. Like, maybe it's nice to have Shimocha call one more time and like join the fight against the other two. Or that's, you still think Sly Shibori is better?
And I think the efficiency plus the Shibari makes up for that. I don't know how important getting so much out to call the second or the 3-mon is.
Yeah, I think your earlier point about, why you cut one so is probably outweighing
Outweighing it a lot, I think, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
And then speaking of Toyman here. I thought it was Chitoy, and I made a mistake by cutting 9 mon here because that wasn't safe. So, anyways, just wanted to mention that.
Did you have an uncle of 9-mon or something?
No, it was oops. It was just an extra tile in my hand. That was just a mistake.
Can we actually look at your hand when you pwn the Haku?
Pom.
What do we think about this call?
Well, Aaron, what do you interpret the board? Like, how did you think about this board first? Let's ask it this way.
In this at this state,
Yeah.
I mean, the 5 so and the 8 so. So I'm looking at Shimocha now, from my perspective, Shimocha.
Hmm.
The 5 and then the 8. It's a bit weird. Like usually it's the other way around, right? And then 5 pin from both Shimocha and Toyman. Interesting. Don't know if I can draw anything from that yet. So I was like, okay, well, looking at my hand, what's the most likely way that this turns out, right? To be winning. So it's like it's either, Haku only, Hakudora. And then either way, like if it's not Haku, then I might not get to Tenpai first.
Okay.
I
Let's.
mean, do you think calling has made your hand as fast as those two other hands?
Yeah, like if you call, do you think that you'll get to Tenpai first?
I mean, I might not get to Tenpai first. I didn't think that by calling I would get to Tenpai first. That's
And then your hand also doesn't have the. Or do you think your hand has like the value to fight even if you hit Tenpai? If we're assuming you're going to hit Tenpai like the second row late, then
does my hand like have value? What?
Like,
Well,
so like if you're planning to hit Tenpai like second row, you're gonna assume that you're going to be fighting someone,
Okay.
and then to do that, either you need like good shapes, or you need value in your hand to fight them with.
Yeah, I'll be kind of afraid to call with this hand, with these shapes remaining.
Okay.
see, like Aaron, you mentioned like you don't think you're going to be able to win this hand without calling the Haku, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that you can actually win this hand even if you do call the Haku?
It's possible.
And do you really need to win this hand?
Strictly speaking, I guess no.
So is it worth taking that risk, like putting yourself out there, getting rid of your like main form of defense for this bad shape, no value hand?
Okay.
Can you pause the recording for a second?
Sure.
Yeah, when you called, I thought you possibly had two Doras because of like it seems like you need value somewhere
Mm-hmm.
to join this board. So I assumed that kind of.
I see. Yeah, I could see that.
All right.
And so I guess if you assume that, it's just going off of that,
Mhm.
would you try to shibori me or try to play differently such that I wouldn't win, or you would like hold safe tiles against me?
No, my hand was pretty good myself, but that
Okay.
tilted me more towards the 2-3-4 Sanshoku instead of the 1-2-3 Sanshoku on top of what I said myself earlier.
Okay.
See, like I don't think that just because he called this, that means he had value. Like it could have just been good shape.
It could be, yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that sentiment.
yeah.
I mean, I had one Dora myself, so and I was Ishanten, so I didn't really care what Aaron was doing when we were playing.
Mhm.
Okay.
I have nothing else for this Koku.
Yeah,
I want to ask about Austin's Ricci.
sure. Should I switch
Sure.
to his point of view?
Yeah, it was turn 8.
ポンリーチ
So like this is confirmed Chanta Sanshoku.
Yep.
So like what made you decide to Ricci this?
I didn't really have like that much of a reason. I just thought once the one shot looked good. I know my discards are a little bit telling, but at the same time, if people are going to push their hands,
Yeah, I think if I were in this position, because your discards are so the way they are, and like Brian said, it looks very much like Chanta or Chitoy. I would rather depend on people just saying, "Oh, they're still not Tenpai yet," and then just they cut their one so or their Sha, and you take 8,000 instead of you Ricci, and then maybe get 12,000.
yeah, I think that's fair.
I want to comment that on the 3-pin Ricci. I kind of didn't think it was Chitway.
Why is that?
That seems like a weird Ishanten Chitway tile to be keeping, in my opinion.
Well, like he might not have just had anything better at the moment because like it's not like he threw anything good, like super good.
That is true, but even base rate, right? Like I thought it was kind of, I don't know. He had
No, like,
yeah.
yeah, like I see what you're saying, but like I don't know if that's that strong of an indication.
I don't think the 3-pin is. I think the earlier like Yamenka and stuff is more telling. But even then,
The Liaomenka is more telling of what?
that it's probably not Chitoy. But even then, like the tiles that I cut were they weren't tiles you'd need in a Chitoy hand. So
Can you really say that like the 5-6 pin or 5-pin 7-pin 6-pin means that it's not Chitoy? I feel like we're trying to like read into how people play Chitoys, right? That's really what
yeah,
it boils down to.
like is that ordering weird?
Yeah, I mean like I am under the assumption that trying to read people's like Chitoy is probably not reliable. But anyways, that's my opinion because people might play Chitoy in so many different ways, like their discard order and whatnot.
I think that's valid.
All right, we can go on.
Okay. Moving on to East 2. Let's see, East 2. Did anyone have anything for East 2? I only had a tiny note about just discard observation.
East 2.
I mean, we can start there.
Okay, sure. So just looking. Oh, I guess I didn't have to switch it, but my Toyman discarded 3 so, then 5 so, then 8 so. So I guess the 5 so and then the 8 so was kind of interesting. 3 so, then 5 so, then 8 so. So I wanted to take a look at the replay and see why that was the case. And it just turns out that it was. Oh, let me just go over here. It turns out that it was cut like this. So 3 5. And then 7. So it was 5 7 8 8 9.
Yeah, I did actually want to talk about how I played this hand. So at the start,
Yeah.
It was like no Mensu, like the shapes aren't that great, but 4 pairs. So I also have a Dora and might as well look more at Chitoy, which is why I broke up the 3 5 so.
Okay. Interesting.
What you don't see Chitoy with this?
I see it.
Yeah, I think that's correct, especially with
Yeah,
Dora
yeah.
being Chen.
And then if you want to progress more, keep going. Right. So here now I have 2 Mensu. So this shifts back towards just being a normal hand, especially since I filled in my bad shapes. And now I'm left with Avian Men and Avian Men if I need it. And then like if I pair up the Chun, that's great.
Okay.
And then also if you want to keep going, I Anko up the non and cut 2 pin, and Shimocha calls this. And then on my next turn, I Sumo give you 5 pin, I believe, which Shimocha also calls. And seeing calls like this, that it looks like they're calling for Honitsu,
Right.
makes me think they don't have more than 1 Chun.
Oh,
It makes you think they don't have more than 1 Chun.
Right, because if they had 2 or more Chun, then they would just play it normally to finish the hand as quickly as possible because it's already going to be expensive. Like they don't have to force Honitsu.
that's excellent. I think.
So that's why, like it was within the next turn or two, I just reach Inomi because like he doesn't have Chun, it's fine.
Hmm.
You got any thoughts on? You got any thoughts on maybe passing the Chun first and Ricci?
No, I was like 100% confident you didn't have it, so I was like, I don't want to miss the 1 pin if it comes out, or 1 or 4 pin, so I'll just reach it.
Okay.
Like someone else might have it, but I mean, still,
Still good weight.
yeah. Like no one else was doing it anything crazy, uh, like forcing Honey to.
Okay.
But yeah, I was like 100% sure like I wouldn't be fighting against you, so I was just like this I think is totally fine to just push.
Okay. I like to talk about my hand when I cut 6 mon.
When you had 6 mon?
Yeah. Can you turn off the hands?
Oh, okay.
Here, right?
Yeah.
I'm looking at my hand, thinking, even though I'm dealer, this is seems low value, and not the fastest. I was more looking towards just trying to get away with this safely, while being able to assert a little bit of a pressure on the board. If you look at, sorry.
No,
If you-
go ahead.
Okay. If you look at this, right, like you could 6 block it, but you can also just cut 6 form on. And I wanted to ask you guys how you think about the 6 mon cut here, or that's not even like you guys would not even consider that. That's just like not good in your book.
The fact that I have 2 Sha in my hand would push me towards just stealing the Haku and 6 blocking it for now and just seeing what happens. Because if I need a fold, I can just throw Sha.
Yep, I agree, and I also don't want to miss the 5 mon on my dealership. If I do get the lucky draw, then my hand's in fighting condition. So, but you can also upgrade the 4/6 mon block with like a bunch of good draws.
That's true.
It turns into Riancon or Rianmen very easily. And getting rid of that seems a little wasteful.
I just didn't value the Paifu that much. Seems like Obinomi.
I mean, your dealer,
Yeah.
it's fine.
Yeah, I think Reach Nomi is fine.
Also, going on to Nima's point, like, do you think other people have Dora in this case? Because they're doing some weird stuff, or at least Toyman and Kamicha is, compared to if they had like 2 Dora in hand, they'll probably be playing more straight.
Do I think other people have Dora? I wasn't
Yeah,
sure.
like, even if you see none of them, I feel it's less likely that they have at least like pairs of Dora for Toyman and Kamicha. Sumacha could be playing straight.
You're saying they might have a pair or they don't have a pair.
Yeah, I'm saying it's less likely given how they're playing. Although they could be possible. It's just you'd have to like wait to see more information about their hands, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I don't even know if you can say that Toyman and Kamitra from this perspective are doing weird stuff. It's like it could have just been a leftover like floating 6-peen, and Kamitra might have just been choosing blocks. Like I don't know if you can say that they're more or less likely to have the Dora just based on this board at this state. You probably have to wait a little bit to see what else happens.
Yeah,
So
it
would
was straight in my head.
so
Wow.
you would just treat this as a flat scenario then?
I mean, maybe Kamitra's looking a little bit faster than normal because they already cut a block, but you can't tell for sure. So I guess yeah, mostly flat scenario for now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my plan was to call some Pinzus and try to spook people. And maybe luck into a good manga myself. But that's really lucky. I would not count on it.
Wait, manga? Like Chinitsu?
No, Door.
Oh.
Yeah, because like the Yakuhai are like mostly gone. So yeah, it's gonna be tough. Like this will probably just be 29 if you call, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that seems not worth compared to just staying Menzen and Ricci.
See, I'm not even sure if I'll get to that point, you know? That's why I didn't value it.
So would you say this is like similar to the previous scenario where I called the Haku? Or is it quite different?
No, this hand's in way better shape.
Yeah, you have one Mensu and you have a Diamond, and you can build around the 6, 7, 7, 8 pin shape. So I don't think it's as slow as you think it is.
Yeah, and like Austin said, you could upgrade the Monzu pretty easily too.
Right.
Yep. Okay.
Like actually, if you go back to Nima's hand, or you can just put all the hands up. At the time of like the 3/5, so like before he drew into 8, so or can you go back like 2 steps? Yeah, advanced like the 5 so cut. Hmm. I was gonna say I think your hand is like about as quick as Nima's, but I guess Nima's is a little bit quicker in this case. But still, after you draw the 6 pin, it's like not that bad. If we just compare Menzen shapes, I think they're Nima's might be a little quicker, but they're like pretty equal.
Okay.
Alright, any other comments for this hand? All right, E3. I didn't have any notes for this hand. Did anyone else have?
Yeah, can we look at my hand? Just play through it. Tell you when to stop. I think it was Aaron Reachid.
リーチ
Okay.
Yeah, then you can Haku sync is fine. Yeah, so the 9 so cut into first the 9 so cut into Dilarichi, it's Sotogawa. People think that's fine with this Ishanten.
You had nothing better, right? Or I guess you could
Or I
completely
could
fold.
completely fold. So I have 8 so 7 so
Yeah,
to
completely fold,
fold
yeah.
with, but it's only 2 tiles. It's still I still don't have that much information. So my thought was that 9 so is safe enough that if I draw a 6 pin, then I have a really good hand to fight with.
I think it's totally fine.
Yeah, I also would cut 9 so from this.
Yeah, I think like what are the possible scenarios where 9 so deals in? They have another 7-8. They have a Shabo. Shabo seems pretty weird. Like they would cut 8 so that early.
Yeah, I mean,
right.
the pay also came out after the 8 so that's even less likely, I think.
That is the Shabo, right?
That
Or-
yeah, that
yeah,
they,
yeah.
they have anything waiting around the 8 so.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so then advance one step. Yeah, I was wondering. My reasoning here was, well, it's one chance. Then still pretty low odds. There's a lot of Suji that haven't passed. And then
Well,
I
wait,
don't think you would.
it's not one. Oh, yeah, I guess it's one chance because 5-6 is not possible.
Right, and then I also thought if you had 3-5-7 so, then you wouldn't cut the 7 so Kanchan is like less likely. Versus 3 so, it's also one chance, and I see 2 of them, so if like one passes, the other one will pass, and it also gives me Pinfu, but for some reason I thought the base rate of the 4 so dealing in was less than 3 so, I guess. Do people agree with that, or is that a mistake?
I mean,
Well,
3
how's
so can
3-so
still
one
deal into 3-6 so, can't it?
How's it
Yeah.
How's 3-so one chance?
Oh, right, okay, yeah.
Yeah, I like the 4 so cut here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was mainly it, unless people think one mon should also be a push.
I like. I think you should at least be willing to push one more, either 9 pin or 1 mon. Probably 1 mon because it's just unrelated to the shape.
Right.
I don't feel strongly either way, but I think I lean a little bit more towards pushing.
That's fair.
Yeah, folding's not wrong though.
I guess one mon seemed pretty live, and then if one mon passes, once I get to tempo, I also have to fight with another Suji, and then I could be stuck in Ishanten Hell, or I could have bad shapes if I draw into 4-7 mon. So That was my reasoning for folding on this one.
I think it's just like you're probably not going to be able to fold to the end, even though you have 2 safe tiles right now. Like you're going to end up having to throw dangerous tiles. Might as well keep your shape for now. And then if you gain more information and are able to fold better, then you can just fold later.
Mm.
Were you thinking that Shimocha is slightly out, and you want to buy yourself more time?
Wait, Sumocha is out? I thought Toyman was out for sure.
Toyman.
Sumocha cut 9-1, right?
Yeah, I mean Toyman. Well,
Yeah.
was 9-1 safe?
No,
No.
was not safe.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know, there were only like 3 Sujis passed.
Okay.
I mean, you can look at my hand if you want to see where I threw the 9-mon from. This was I have nothing, so Anko Otoshi.
Ah,
Oh, so you were out, kind of.
Until I won the hand, yeah.
Okay.
very sad.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, like you got nothing. I like didn't want to fold, but like there's nothing you can really do. So I broke up pair of 9-mon, 2-mon had passed, and then just luckily 9-pin had passed, so I got to Tenpai.
1
And then there was
Very,
the
very unethical.
質問
you have to aim for the Ipatsu sweet spot, man.
Okay.
No, I mean it was mainly because I had to throw a dangerous tile to keep this Tenpai, right? And like it's still like I don't think I could have folded well enough. I mean I guess I had 2 safe tiles.
Yeah, I think the main question I have here is, well, I mean, I guess, did it look good? Did the weight look good? Because it's like
It did look
normally,
good.
right? This is like no value, bad weight.
Right. It did look good.
Okay.
Yeah. So and also very few Sujis had passed against me when I recheated. So I thought it was entirely possible that someone could throw 1-mon or 1-pin just because they had nothing against both reaches.
Wow. Okay.
But the weight did look like relatively good. Not like super, super good, but like this is probably better than normal, and I think this is worth Ricci.
Okay.
Very cool. All right.
Very cool. All right. East.
Oh wait, actually,
Yeah.
okay, can we go talk about your Ricci, Aaron?
My Ricci? You think?
Yeah.
What happened here?
Oh yes, I had notes for this.
Oh, yeah.
I like how
Each.
everyone's just like, yeah. This is something we should talk about.
What? Didn't want to bring it up before?
It was in my notes. We were just talking about other stuff first.
Okay.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
So do you want to just start us off, Nima?
Wait, shouldn't we have Aaron explain?
Yeah,
Oh, no.
like what's your thought process for this Ricci?
Yeah. So before let me just back up before I was here, right? I was thinking, like, if I were to have the 7 so now, then I would then I would then I might consider okay, well, 7 so is probably not good because I already threw 8 so. But like one good thing that might happen to this hand is like if I draw 6-pin right now, then I'll just throw 7 mon.
Wait. Aren't you one turn too early? Like on the picture.
Well, I'm just saying.
Oh, okay.
Before I get into temp, if I get into temp, so I'm just talking about what I was thinking before I got into temp. Like if I draw 6-pin, then I'll just throw 7 mon. is what I was thinking, right? Or any Liangmen in the Pinzu for that matter. And then here, I was thinking, okay, well, Irichi, I'm dealer, and I have value. Might not be a great weight, but it's potential 12,000. Pretty easy if I sumo. Then it's 12,000. So I just thought it's early. I'm dealer. There's value. Irichi is my thought process.
Not wrong.
Yeah, that's like pretty normal.
That's like Ricci book 1, right?
Okay, and now you're gonna tell me that being normal is bad.
I mean, a couple of things you can consider here to quote unquote upgrade your hand.
You could cut 7-mon, right? Kibi Shanten, and potentially like there's a lot of ways to get better shape and potentially more value.
How many different tiles could I draw for Tenpai if I draw for a better Tenpai if I draw 7 if I drop 7?
Are we considering con 6 pin to be better? If we don't consider that, right, then you can draw 6 mon, 8 mon, 1 pin, 3 pin, 6 pin,
And 4-pin.
and 4 pin.
Right, so like 5 kinds.
I mean, like you could even argue that 2-pin improves the shape.
Yeah. Oh, okay, sure. Yeah, that's true too.
Or even 5-mon.
Yeah, 5-mon. But then
Like,
5-mon, like
is
I mean, you missed your Tumo, but it's still fine.
No, I
I
mean
think that's
Simon
fine.
said 5-pin, but
I said 5-mon.
Oh, you said 5-mon?
he said both. I just wouldn't count 5 mon because that's sumo.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, it still improves the shape. Like it's not.
I understand. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not the worst backfire.
I mean 2 5 pin no beton, yeah, pretty good.
So
Like you really want to win this hand, right?
yeah, that'd be good.
If I really want to win a hand, then I want to make sure I have a weight that I think I can actually win. And 5-mon, 7-mon Champon, when 5-mon's the door is not a weight I think I can win.
Yeah, I think if everyone folds, which is like your best case, Stan probably has like a 30% win rate with the jump on, which is 1 in 3, like worse than that.
Oh, here we come with the percents.
Where do you draw the 30% from?
I feel like shouldn't it be lower?
I feel like it's well, I don't know.
Oh.
I've never heard these percentages before. I have no basis. Where's the 30% come from?
If you assume that everyone folds,
Yeah.
there's likely only 1 or 2 5-7 mon left in the wall. If there's 2 5-7 mon, it's about like 40% max chance, and if there's 1, it's less than 25%. So does that not like match your intuition?
I have a chart I made really long time ago. Nemo, do you remember this? About the base draw rate?
I vaguely remember.
Let
I mean,
me.
this was many years ago.
This was many years ago, but I'm gonna assume my math is right because Austin actually checked it.
It should say around the same. Like
You can consult this chart.
Should I open it on stream? leaked my email.
Probably.
Probability of exactly 0, 1, 2, 3, or 4 tiles remaining in the wall if 0 tiles is visible to you. But I have 4 tiles visible to me. Right?
You 2 plus 2. But whatever, let's not use this for now. But I'm just saying there's something you can look at later.
Okay.
Yeah, I think like if you're playing like Hitori Mahjong, your
is that?
Tsuma rate would still be higher if you cut 7-1 here versus Ricci. Like the simulator would tell you to upgrade your weight. Because if you have like a 4 tile weight, then your Tsuma rate goes to like 55 to 60%. So, and then you also have like Sanshoku and Pinfu with Ura for the Hanuman outs. So it's just like all really good upgrades that you're missing by clicking Reach here.
I don't. We haven't explicitly talked about this yet, but I think if you Dama the Sanshoku, it's like pretty valuable.
Yeah. It's pretty good. Dama 12,000.
Yeah, and Tsuma's still Hanuman, so you don't lose that either.
Yeah, it's like too good to give up that chance.
But the reason why we even got to this point with Aaron's hand on this turn, can we go back to the second turn when you got the ASO?
You thought this was supposed to be pay.
Absolutely. You have a good hand like this, right? A very good hand. You shouldn't like miss out on any potential to get good blocks or fix the shape or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like even if you pair up 8, so it's not bad.
yeah, okay. I realized that was probably not the best.
When you have a good hand like this, you don't have to worry about defense because you're just going to push anyway, right?
Mm-hmm.
And especially since you're dealer, like you don't want to miss anything. Like this hand could be like 12K, 18K. So don't limit yourself.
I think we're done with this Kyoku.
Yeah, I
Yep.
have nothing else for this one.
Alright. For this one, Shimocha cut Dora second turn. That's interesting.
What's the question that we have for this Kyoku?
I didn't have any particular questions for this Kyoku, but I just took some notes as to like what I thought Toyman might be up to. Like here is just an observation that I wanted to bring up and see if everyone else was thinking the same thing. Was that, you know, Toyman called Hatsu here and then cuts Pei Tadashi. Ponsha, is this Ponten? And then I literally wrote Ponten question mark. And then it turns out to be correct that it was. But is that something that is correct?
What is your line of reasoning for thinking it's Ponten? That's what we should be talking about, I think.
If it's not
If Well, let me elaborate. If it's not Pong 10, right, then it means Dora was given up at Liangshang 10 or more, right?
Yes.
But if Dora was given up at Yishang 10, then this is Pong 10.
Right. That's how Pong 10 works.
Yes, but I'm saying, do you think Nima cut it at Liangshang 10 or Yishang 10? If it's Liangshang 10, right, then it's like a really good like, well, actually, is it a good shape Liangshang 10 or a bad shape?
If you
I think it's a Rianshanten where you need the extra efficiency to like bolster the bad shape. Like you need 2-2-4 pin versus
Yeah.
just 2-2 pin.
So you narrow it down to was a bad shape Liangshang 10 versus it's a tenpai. But I'm leaning more towards this tenpai because if it's a really bad shape Liangshang 10, then I don't know if the shot will be called.
you don't know if the shell would be called.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you mean that the idea is they're using up safe tiles.
On bad
So-
out.
On a bad
Yeah.
shape.
So if the hand was bad, like that would be taking a bit of a risk.
Hmm.
I think from that line of reasoning, it leans a lot closer to Pong 10. What is your interpretation? Everyone else.
I agree.
Yeah.
Sounds right.
Yeah, it does look like Pong 10. And yeah, when I was playing this hand, I was mainly concerned with what Austin was doing because he did cut Dora very early.
Yeah.
So I was making sure to have safe tiles against him, which I did. Even after calling, I still had the 8 so just in case. But with the state of the board, I expected to win very quickly.
Hmm.
Do you think going for Hongitsu is okay with your hand?
Normally, yes, but with the dealer early Dora cut, I didn't want to take the time to go back because I like who knows how long that would take.
Okay. I see.
But yeah, if this were like flat situation in East 1, I would absolutely go back for Honitsu. But like I'm in the lead in East 4. And 2 5 PM looked pretty good, so I'd rather just take the Tenpai here.
If the dealer didn't cut north, would you have gone for Hongitsu?
I'd probably still just take this Tenpai.
Okay.
Does anyone else have any questions or discussion points for this hand?
I don't.
I'm good.
Should we just stop here because it's almost 8?
Don't we have 14 minutes left? We can talk about one more Kyoku.
Yeah, we
right?
can do one more, yeah.
Just one more. So
All right,
South
but
one.
I have a lot of notes on this Kyoku.
Oh, same.
Oh,
I'll
jeez.
say
Okay, yeah.
Wait.
Actually, you know what? Let me pause. All right, we're gonna cut it here. We'll do the South round in the next time. Since this is gonna be taking quite a while, so I'll cut it here.